to wake up to a rodent spelunking in my no-no zone.
These jokes actually work. Hey guys, I'm just an average guy with a big dream to get better at stand-up. And I've been going to open mics, filming my sets, and then sharing what I've learned as I try to get better. So this week I did a bit about a weird childhood pet that I got, and it went better than I actually expected. It's only the second iteration of me telling these jokes. Let's see how it went.
Keep it going for Brandon, everyone. So my dad was very frugal, and for my 3rd grade birthday, I asked for a puppy, and he actually surprised me with 2 rats. Seriously. The worst part was, I didn't even get to name them. They already had names, Subject A and Control Group. Yeah, I liked holding Subject A, but after Control Group, I was really itchy. And I was like, Dad, I wanted a lab. He was like, yeah, they're from the lab. Enjoy. They were actually great pets, easy to care for, super friendly.
This is, watching this back, you know, my microphone's in the back of the room. I can even hear the comments from the people sitting next to my camera. Really good start, way better than I expected here. So the audience is already loving it. Let's see where it goes. That's great, I need to keep putting this at the back of the room so I can hear what people are saying about me. Honestly, I probably don't want to know what they're saying most of the time. But this week it was good.
Super friendly. And for some reason, my dad became a way better cook. If you're not laughing, you need to watch more Pixar. Yeah, it was weird because...
So I like how the girl in front of the camera, you can see her reacting to my joke there. And then if you notice, I take a long pause, let the tension build, and then hit him with, you need to watch more Pixar.
If you're not laughing, you need to watch more Pixar.
If you've been living under those stupid rocks, this is a Ratatouille joke. But it's funny that I thought it was gonna work first when I first said, and somehow my dad became a better cook. But this works a lot better as a joke where you let the audience sit with it for a second, let them connect the dots, and then release the tension.
We actually had a rat infestation, so we had traps set downstairs for the same species we cuddled upstairs. And the ones downstairs looked just like the ones in the basement. Gosh, you guys, I'm just realizing, I don't think my dad got them from the lab. That lying cheapskate. What else? The rats. Oh, you know, you had to get creative with playing games with them.
Okay. I forgot about this moment. I did have a little freeze up here. I think it's because even when I was practicing, and now watching it back, I have an idea here, but I chose to kind of abandon one of my punchlines last minute, and I think that threw me off, because what I'm trying to say here is like, oh, we had, you know, rats as pets, but we also had them in our basement, and there were traps set down there. I'm trying to communicate this joke of like, that's weird. You know, like, it's the same animal, but one we killed, one we cuddled. But I didn't quite land the joke there because I changed this last minute. That's why you saw me freeze like a deer in headlights and just go, what else about rats? So that was on me. I definitely should have stayed with my practiced routine and not abandoned that idea last minute.
I mean, with a puppy, you could play fetch, but it was a little bit harder with the rats, but I got creative. Instead of playing the floor as lava, I played the floor as the Black Plague. Sometimes I would hide them in a friend's backpack and wait for the scream. That was hide and squeak. And my favorite was, instead of duck, duck, goose, we played rat, rat, rabies. That's where the rat bites you and your parents rush you to the hospital. Yeah, the scariest part was the rats escaped. And
That one was confusing to me because the audience was laughing along the way, and then my final punchline being, "That's when your parents rush you to the hospital," was just crickets. So, I guess I need to find out a better way to land the plane on this one. I don't know why I didn't laugh. You could see me kind of walking away towards the wall there, and I don't know if that's what distracted them, and now they're paying attention to me walk. I've talked about this before. If you do any physical action on stage, the audience is like, huh? Like it throws them for a loop because now their brain was focusing on your words, but if you throw in an action and you've been a talking head like I have, they get a little confused. It can kind of throw them off, and so I don't really know why that didn't land. Maybe it's just not funny, but some things I'm putting together here.
I sort of might change just scared me there. The rats escaped, and it was really terrifying because they could pop up at any second, you know? So I stopped sleeping naked. Yeah, I'm not about to wake up to a rodent spelunking in my no-no zone. Again. I don't have time to explain to you guys the first time, but let's just say control.
You can see this guy like bending over here. He's like laughing forward. I love that. Thank you. That makes me feel really good, random stranger. Yeah, it's interesting to watch this back when I can see people and how they react to my set. I probably could have waited a little bit longer there for the laughter to peter out before I said again, because the audience was liking this joke. Getting that laugh's the hard part. So there's this window where you want to wait for the laughter to kind of start fading away before you hit an additional punchline. So I stepped on myself here, watching this back, which is funny because when I was thinking about it, I thought I had waited longer, but this is why you gotta watch yourself back. You learn so much.
Say control group got in, and I'm still itchy. I'm still itchy. I'll leave you guys on this. Not yet. I'll leave you on this. The good news was my dad actually ended up baiting them out with cheese. I just wish he didn't use the trap, you know? But hey, he was the one that was the most heartbroken. After that, his cooking sucked. Keep it going for your husband.
All right, so there it is. So overall, it went pretty well, especially for a second iteration of jokes. So I felt really good about it, and while there were a few pauses or moments that didn't hit as hard, I think this was a great start to fuller bit. What did I learn this week? Well, I want to say this because I've been working a lot on slowing down, and I definitely felt that here. I slowed down a bit better and was able to deliver the jokes with a bit more gravitas, you know, a bit more gusto. It's just that I'm still coming across as a little bit robotic, and I've gotten that feedback from other people. So I think, you know, what I'm learning is how to be a little bit more fluid in the moment. I don't know the answer to that totally yet. I'm sure that's gonna come with time and confidence, at least some of that. But the other thing that I learned in watching myself back here is to make sure that I'm not stepping on my jokes. And I think there's a couple of ways that you can do that. I think in one instance here, I added a physical part of a joke. I added, when I said parents rushing me to the hospital, I added a little physical bit there where I walked away. But
your parents rush you to the hospital.
again, I've noticed this before. If the audience are used to listening to you and then you add that in, can step on the joke because they're now focusing on your action. The other way that I stepped on a joke here was with my bit about the rats escaping. There, I think I could have waited a little bit longer with my extra punchline about how the rat got in to my no-no zone. Again, I could let that one breathe a little more. And then I just made some other mistakes, like, you know, I froze twice on stage. I think I got caught up in the moment. I'll have to watch this back, but it looks like I may have done that whenever the joke didn't work. I think it throws you off, you know, if you're like getting laughs and then doing well, and then boom, silence, crickets, and now I'm like a deer in the headlights again. So overall, what do I rate this set? I would give this solid 6 out of 10, because I think it has the right structure and punchlines, but there's a few that need to be tweaked. And that one joke early on that I had needs to be completely reworked. The one that I didn't really have a punchline for, I just said, oh, I'm just now realizing my dad didn't get them from the lab.
I'm just realizing, I don't think my dad got them from the lab.
Watching this back now, I see how that could be confusing to the audience, because I kind of set it up as how we had rats upstairs and downstairs. And I think that joke about my dad getting them from the basement rather than the lab should be a tag.
I'm just realizing, I don't think my dad got them from the lab.
That means an extra joke after the punchline. So that's gonna do it for this week. That was week 19 in my journey to become a stand-up comedian in just 1 year. Hey, if you like stand-up, you're also pursuing a dream, or you just wanna see me bomb, you sick freak, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!